I know everyone's excited for it. So I want to ask everybody to join me first in a kind of a thought experiment. And what I want you to do is think about the time that you were most surprised. And I'm not talking about like you found a $5 bill on the ground. I'm talking like knocked on your ass surprised about something. So now that you have that in your head, I'm going to go ahead and rehash the time I was most surprised in my whole life. And I will remember it for the rest of my life. And that day was July 4th of this summer, when I was sitting at my desk and my fiance walked in to tell me, I have a surprise for you. And I said, great, I hope it's an iPad. Or I hope it's a t-shirt. I hope it's something for me. And she said, well, it is. I'm pregnant. And I said, pregnant with happiness? She said, no, the real kind of pregnant. And I said, all right, well, it's time for a life pivot. I can tell you one thing though, it definitely made my Halloween costume easier this year. So that's Juno for those of you that know. But anyways, so one of the first things you'll experience when you get to this phase in your life, other folks aren't there, is you begin to look at the bank account for just about everything. One of the first things we had to get Beth, as you can see she has quite a nice belly now, is maternity clothes, which if you've been through this you will understand are quite expensive. So for about 10 different outfits we dropped about $1,000 on maternity clothes. I'm not even kidding you. These are for clothes that are going to last 3 to 5 months maximum, and then go to Goodwill or go to her sister or go wherever they're going to go. Now the problem is that these clothes are expensive and women feel kind of guilty about paying for them, right? I mean, they have a baby on the way, are they going to drop a lot of money on clothes for themselves? No, they don't really feel good about that. They have to compromise basically, and they get some kind of junky clothes or get some hand-me-downs, just something they can wear. What goes off in my mind here is that we have a situation where someone's compromising, and we need to make that situation better. So I said, hey, you can rent just about anything online today. How about you rent maternity clothes? Why not? What women can do is sign up, get a subscription plan, however many pieces they need, they pay for it, we ship it to them, they ship it back, we clean it, golden. So that sounds like a great idea, of course, because women can get stuff for less, which I always think is a good thing. But we need to figure out, is there actually a market for this? You know, how many pregnant women are there? How much do they spend on maternity clothes? Well, it turns out there's about 4 million expectant mothers that go full term every year. About 1.5 billion in 2005. They're expecting it by 2015 to get up to almost a $5 billion market. And I'll tell you why. It's because the celebrities are really beginning to show off their nice, cool bellies and the new designer wear. So women are now wanting designer maternity wear. And that's something that we're seeing. It's a 36% annual growth rate. So it's a hot spot right now in the small niche of women's fashion. So okay, big picture, we got it. There's a lot of women out there who are pregnant and they're spending a lot of money on maternity clothes. But now, does that mean that they're going to be at all interested in renting maternity clothes from me? I don't know. I don't know at all. So what we did, we decided 3 men to go out and hit the streets. Of course. So we went to Battery Park, and pretty much anybody pushing a stroller, I went up to them and asked if they wanted to talk to me about maternity clothes. And surprisingly, a lot of people actually did want to talk to me about maternity clothes. I really don't know why. But at the end of the day, we ended up talking to about 10 people, you know, like an actual 10 people with about 5-minute long conversation. So we got some really good information out of them, and 7 out of the 10 were really hot on the idea. They said, hey, you know what, I just went through my pregnancy. If I could have done that if your service was around when I was pregnant, I would have done it, no question. So we thought, this is interesting. And then what they also began to give us, because I kind of found that once you got this group of people talking, they tended to continue giving me information, which was great. They said about $50 a month is the right number. So we said, okay, $50 a month, there you go. So now we have a business model. I guess that's how it works. So then we said, well now, okay, we've done the big picture, we've done the real world, let's put it on the web and see if we can get anybody to actually give us their email address, because I think that might be even harder than talking to somebody in Battery Park, I don't know. So we created a simple landing page, explained the idea, didn't want to give too much up, just explain, rent 6 pieces, $50 a month, pick out your clothes, ship them back whenever you want. And within about 18 hours of launching, we've gotten 37 Facebook likes, not from the team, by the way. We didn't add this to our status feed. This is completely driven by Google AdWords. 80 visitors to the website, and 13 invites requested, so that yields about a 16% conversion rate, which shows that people who do get to the website are actually really interested, and considering that we had the price on there, we're like, all right, then they're probably also interested in paying $50 a month. They gave us their email. This product doesn't even exist yet. This is a great sign. So we have a lot of work to do. I think we need to figure out how long do the maternity clothes last? Can you ship them back and forth? How much does shipping cost? Is $50 price point, right? But no matter what, the story remains, this is a model that there seems to be a lot of interest in, and we have a group of individuals that are very underserved. They need a better process for getting maternity clothes. Now, at the end of the day, I really call belliella the win-win-win situation, and I'll tell you why. Dad and the bank account win, because it doesn't get emptied for maternity clothes. Mom wins, because she gets all the fancy maternity clothes that she loves, and of course, the baby wins, because there's a little bit more money around for when he or she comes. So, I'll leave you with the ultimate sales aid, a happy baby. Thank you. I guess I'll introduce the team at this point too, if they want to come up and thanks to them for all of that. Any questions?
What are the price points of the clothes? Like, did you figure out like how expensive or inexpensive the clothes had to be to make the economics work?
That we did a little bit of number crunching around that, and I think it might be a little bit lower than I had originally estimated. Like I was looking, the clothes I would like to provide would be like the 7 jeans and like the name brand stuff that retails like, you know, for jeans around 150 to 200. I think it would work there. The question really is on the assumption how many times they can be rented. So that is something that like we can't crunch numbers on. We have to test. The best part is I have a subject at home that I can test on. Not Mike, but Beth, my fiance. So we're working with her. Obviously, the other nice thing about this I found is that pregnant women tend to move in flocks. You know, they tend to be friends with other pregnant women about the same time. So it's good because I'm making a lot of friends right now and asking them basically like, hey, if I bought you a pair of jeans, would you wear them for a while, and they tell me how quickly they get worn out. So that's kind of what I'm doing on that end too.
And actually, second question around
yeah.
There's actually a pretty good business reselling. It's sort of like an eBay for baby clothes in Boston, I think, or whatever.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe it's easier or it makes more sense to just be like a reselling marketplace rather than like renting for clothing.
Yeah. So my one issue with that, I think that is a great model, and I think that there's opportunity on the back end for us there. But the issue is like the quality of the supply. So I want women to come to me and say, yes, I can get the 7 jeans there. Yes, I can get this shirt there. I can really have the top end supply. With the used clothes, it's not like a consignment shop because it's a consignment shop on a much higher volume, but you kind of still have that, I don't know what I'm going to get. So that's kind of the play on that.
2 quick comments. I think you should definitely your rentals would be longer. You really need to speak to the runway girls.
Yeah.
And then the other comment is the way to convert these maternity women is to do the same for baby clothes. Because it's also temporary. They all stick around at these things and they want Marc Jacobs, kids clothes,
Great.
and all that.
That's great feedback. And if I can address rent the one way really quick, is it the 4 to 8 day rental versus the monthly? It's really our play. Meaning, so as a woman grows, she can exchange a lot easier. But if she wants to hold on to the pair of jeans throughout the pregnancy, she's also able to do that as long as she subscribes. But thanks for that feedback.
Totally. I mean, they've got it down.
Yeah, they seem to be doing really well, so I'm sure there's a lot of learnings we can take from them. Cool. Anything else?
Any other questions?
Yeah. Would you consider getting donations and maybe be associated with charities?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always something good to think about. We didn't explicitly think about that in our planning. We did kind of talk about it, but I haven't really thought further on it, to tell you the truth.
No other questions? All right, great job.